Oh, Clubhouse. The hours of my life I've lost to Clubhouse happily. I am an early adopter with major FOMO. And it's funny because when my teenage daughter gets on, I don't know, pick something on House Party and bolts into the living room to say, Dad, why are you on House Party? My answer always is, well, why not? So we're in an industry that's ever evolving and ever changing. We're in a society that where the pace of change has become literally cosmic. That if you don't keep up, you get left behind so quickly. So when Clubhouse came around, and I was relatively early adopter, I want to say I joined in October, right? Look, where it wasn't even a conversation yet. I wanted to join for that reason, FOMO, right? I could not ever be caught at a party where someone says, do you know this Clubhouse thing? I have to be the expert. So, that's me. So I started getting on it and listening. And early on, it felt like it was such a great place for intimacy. In a world where we've lost the ability for intimacy because of COVID, you could easily, with a click away, be inside a room having a conversation with other humans. You felt like you were in the room with them. So I think our society has lost that intimacy, and Clubhouse created this really safe place where you can be a listener. You don't have to participate, you don't have to prepare, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to be seen, you don't have to put on clothes if you don't want to, and just listen in. It's very diverse, and it was very powerful. The conversations that were being had were very powerful. So I jumped into a couple of rooms, largely talking about the African American cause and entrepreneurs that were, men and women of color that were trying to do good work, that were sort of helping each other and exchanging ideas. And I felt like it was a great avenue and venue for me to try to jump into that conversation that's near and dear to my heart, the diversity conversation. And it almost felt like a way to give back, an easy way to give back. Wouldn't it be great to jump into a room, listen to someone who says, I'm trying to get a loan from a bank to open a hotel. I don't know how to do it. Well, I've done it before, easy, it doesn't cost me anything. Why wouldn't I help? So I started sort of participating more in that capacity, in the capacity of giving back, I'll call it. It felt like an easy way to give back and make a difference. So we started doing more regular appearances now, where we do these sort of like hospitality happy hour that you know about, that we do together, where we invite people in and we just talk about sort of, topics of the day. And if you're an influencer, how do you approach a hotel? But to me, it still has, although I've learned a lot, right? I continue to learn, but for me, it's been mostly about giving back, because the population tends to be younger on it, although the dynamics are changing in real time because the adoption rate has been, again, cosmic in terms of speed. For me, it was really an easy way to give back, and I could recruit others like me, my friends, my colleagues, say, hey, jump on board, do your thing, and give back. It's funny, I sort of equate it to going to the ocean. Whether you're a king or a peasant, when you walk into that water, I don't care if your bathing suit is Hermes and you paid $5,000 for it, or if it's $5 from a thrift job. Once you're in the water, you're just another person in the water. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. You're no different than me or the next person. And Clubhouse has this sort of ocean effect. I feel like we're all in this ocean together. I don't know who you are or what your net worth is and how many degrees you have. You're just a voice. And when you strip the clothes off, when you strip the veneer off, you start realizing someone you may not have given the time of day based on their color of their skin, their sex, their clothes, the car they rode in, the house they lived in, becomes relevant and important. And I hope that it's a lesson for us to not judge the book by its cover, because there's so many creative voices out there. There are so many epic voices out there that have something to say that often get neglected. So Clubhouse, as you know, is sort of voice only, and it's in real time, and there's no DMing and there's no sharing links. It's sort of like, it's a phone call. It's literally an old-fashioned phone call, might as well be a rotary phone. It's like the party line of the 90s, right? So you get on it and you have these conversations, and inevitably someone stands out to you, right? Someone just captures, tugs at a string at your heart or your brain or whatever. And I've certainly personally have had those moments where immediately dug into the profile, found the person, and they make it hard, which I sort of appreciate, to DM and connect with someone, because if it were that easy, you would get bombarded, right? So the idea is you really have to want to make that connection. Now, clearly, there's people that are trying to pitch you things and selling you things. I would say not a ton so far, so to my satisfaction, but I've learned things, I've heard some epic things that I want to learn more about, and I've taken the conversations offline, and all of a sudden you now have a conversation with someone, you have a relationship with someone, you have a friendship with someone. It really is a powerful medium. And again, this idea is that I like you because of what you have to say, not because of what you look like or where you come from or your zip code. I like you for what you have to say, which is either coming out of your heart or your brain. So I'm really liking you for your heart or your brain before I do anything else. And then I'm connecting with you. So I love the power of that statement, that we're ripping the cover off the book and digging into the substance of it. So specific to hospitality, like any other industry, frankly, assuming you realize the power of the platform, Clubhouse, I think you have a tremendous opportunity to few things. There's always the brand building, your brand, sharing what you have to say with a broad audience. And broad audience could become a teammate, a partner, an investor, a lender, a service provider. You're sort of telling people what you stand for, right? You have the forum to tell people, a large number of audience at the same time, what you stand for, and creating that relationship with them indirectly. Because I hope that some people that hear say, I really like what this person has to say, and I want to learn more. I want to find a way to work with them in any capacity, work for them, work with them, hire them, etc. And then from there, there's been different formats, like there's the sort of like deal pitching. Someone comes on and pitches a deal to an investor, and now you have the opportunity to deploy capital if you're trying to deploy capital. You have the opportunity to find capital if you're looking for capital. You have the opportunity to hire someone. Maybe you do a casting call. I mean, the possibilities are endless. What can you do on a phone call or in a conversation? Think about it. There's nothing you couldn't do, right? You could literally sell a product on the phone without showing it. You could describe it, essentially. Whether you're selling a product, whether you're selling a service, whether you're selling yourself, whether you're looking for advice, I think the possibilities are endless. And I think smart hoteliers should be on it. Forward-thinking hoteliers should be on it, particularly at my age group. Like, we have to recognize that the way we used to recruit, I mean, think about posting a job on a job board. Like, who does that anymore, right? So how are you looking for employees? And I've always said the best way I've found teammates is by engaging with people and creating what we call our professional crushes. I meet someone who moves me, and I literally put their name down and I chase them. I keep them sort of in my sphere. So if you want to distinguish yourself, I think you should be on it. I think it's the way of the future. I don't think it's going away. Look, it may change. There may be a different format, but I think this neutralizing effect of it has been, to me, the most relevant substantive, because it removes the pressure of, I don't look good, I'm a woman, I'm a person of color, etc. All that is gone. You can speak your true self freely without having to apologize because our society says you're not good enough. If you want people that are innovative, you have to be where they are. Part of this conversation is, I want to do better. I want to become a better person. I want to learn every day. And I think I want to be surrounded by people that are in that think in that vein, that want to be innovative. I don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of complacent people who say, yeah, what we do is good enough. This job is good enough. The way we do business is good enough. That'd kill me now, right? We don't have to change the world every single day, right? Like, we don't have to save humanity every single day. But I think every single day we can do one tiny thing to improve any process we do or improve any relationship we have.